All right, we're joined by senior Darren Goodson and junior Chris Brewer. We're open for questions at this time.
Darren, talk us through the final shot.
I don't even know, I just knew, in my mind, I thought KB was going to drive him and hit a big pull-up jumper at the foul line. But I saw he coming at me, and the first thought in my mind was I knew he was going to give it to me because he believed in me just like I believe in him. So my first thought was just to get us a shot up and try to give us a chance to get an offensive rebound. But it went in, and man.
How did you somehow, when you came back in with 4 fouls, you had to really play very careful, both offensively and defensively, to make that type of a play and make that type of a shot. Can you talk about that?
And believe it or not, Marquise Lawrence, freshman on our team, after I got my 4th foul, I went to the bench and I put my head down and he said, "You gonna hit the shot to win the game." I promise he said that. And it's crazy. And I walked up to him after the game and I told him that, like, man, I was just trying to stay focused. That's one thing we said in our little meeting the other day is just being focused the whole game. As long as we up, we down, the game tied, just try to stay focused. And we're going to do it together. We're going to win together or we're going to lose together. And tonight, we battled as brothers and we won the game.
Darren, is that the biggest shot of your life, and the more so because it was Akron?
Yes, sir. Coach told us, it's alumni all around the world, JUCO, in overseas or whatever they doing with their lives now that played in this game against Akron, and it means something. Last year we played them at their house, and I wanted to get the win just like I want to get every win, but it's just like this game, it's like Auburn and Alabama to me. They little rivalry, and I just wanted to find a way to help my team win. And we came out here and did it together.
What can you really say about this game besides it's just another Akron-Kent State game?
That's not what it is. It's just not another Akron-Kent State game. It's another big game. Every game in the conference is big. And, we've been on a little losing streak, but, we just trying to find a way to get rolling. And that's one game, and that game is over with now, and we going to get focused on Central Michigan.
After the previous 2 games, 2 close games you guys played, did you need this one?
Yeah, we needed to win. The previous close games that we had, when teams went on run, we found a way to get apart from each other. Teams go on runs on us, and we call a timeout, and everybody coming to the huddle. You got one guy with his head down, then you got another guy saying, "Come on, we're going to win," and it just wasn't there with everybody. Tonight, when they got the steal and the layup, and then they got another turnover and laid it in and tied the game up, everyone ran to the bench, heads held high, and said we were still going to win the game. And look what happened. It's just funny how things like that happen when everybody believed that we're going to win the game still.
Chris, could you talk about the fans?
The fans was crazy. I just love atmospheres like this. Me and my teammates, we play better when the crowd is like this. So it was a huge crowd. It was exciting.
Just talk about maybe yourself struggling, and not just tonight, last couple games, and being able to pull something out like this.
It just all just coming down, getting in the gym, putting up extra shots with my teammates. We had a meeting last week with everybody, so everybody just got everything out their chest, and we just came together and just be one. That's all we talked about, just being one and just staying together. So me being struggling, it's gonna do that. You're gonna do that sometime as a player, struggle. But as long as I keep leading my team like I've been doing, that's just great for them.
I think something that we saw tonight from you guys too, past couple of games, seeing you guys' heads down, seeing you guys frustrated. Tonight you were fun, you were into it, it was exciting. So, what was the overall team feel, especially down the stretch there?
KB kept saying in every huddle and before we came back down from halftime, just have fun. At the end of the night, if we the winners or we the losers, just go out there and have fun and leave it out on the floor. And I think against Northern Illinois, we jumped out on them, and we did what we did. But we wasn't out there having fun, beating them, and that's why I think they came back and won the game because they didn't quit. And that's what we do here at Kent State. You know, we try to be the grimy team. We try to find a way to get wins, and we haven't been playing like that as of late. And tonight we found a way to get a win against a good team in our conference.
The focus is obviously on the last shot, but at what point did you guys, I mean, there were several times the league changed hands and what have you. At what point did you guys feel like, you know, at least it was within grasp to be had?
In the second half, it was 4 minutes. I think it was 3:59 left in the game clock. In the huddle, I was just telling everybody, keep your heads up. It's just 4 minutes. 4. That's all we need. Just 4-minute game. This is a 4-minute game. So my teammates just fed off that. The coaches did. They let me talk in the huddle the 4-minute mark. So I just got everybody hyped, believing in each other. And I just knew we was just going to win that game. Somehow, some way, I just knew it.
Any other questions for these guys?
Did you guys talk about defensive intensity, 11 steals, turning them over 18 times? What your attitudes were like going into the game and throughout the game on the defensive end?
We watched film, and in film, we were seeing that a lot of the turnovers came off speeding them guys up and making them do things that they weren't comfortable doing. And, you know, Coach felt like a lot of guys didn't take scouting reports serious, you know. So, like I said, we had a meeting, and we said we was going to start doing things like that, taking things like that serious. And we seen that, you know, guys like Quincy Diggs average 4 turnovers a game. Or if cut off the baseline, don't let Treadwell and Nick Horton go baseline, make them go middle. They turned it over a lot, trying to put it on the floor, and we just went out there and did what we had to do on film, and it worked in our favor. And it's just crazy how when you try to go out there and execute the little things, it puts you in position to win games.
You said you were trying to get things rolling. Can this be the spark?
This is the spark.
This is the spark. We came in our little meeting I told y'all about. We said we're going to start. This is going to be the start of the new season, February 1st. So we told each other that we 1-0 right now. So we just going to feed off that.
And a quick question about, you guys shooting three-pointers. You guys have always been known as a three-point shooting team. You always shoot a lot of 3 points in both halves, but it seemed like things kind of settled down in the second half. You guys only shot 4 threes, and when you did, you made them count. So, how are you kind of able to pick your shots, a little bit better tonight, and especially driving to the hoop?
Yeah, we were just driving hard. Every guard drove to the basket extremely hard, and we just found the open man. Dev had open shots. Kellen, Derrick Jackson, even Darren Goodson. So we just had to find the open man, and that's what we did. So we had to knock him down.
Let me start by saying that that was exactly how I drew up that last play. I want to make sure everybody knows it. Exactly. I wanted it banked in. I was just a little upset that there was 1 point something seconds left to go. I wanted him to bank it in at the buzzer was the plan. But, it was a great game, and proud of these guys for their resolve. We've had a tough stretch here, and really happy for these guys that we won this game. This is obviously an important game, a big game. And when the lead got diminished and we almost lost it, we had a 6-point lead with 2:50 to go, and they tied it up. At no point did the guys on the team not think that they were going to win. And really proud of their effort, and happy for Darren as much as anything, because, he's probably, during our tough stretch here, he's probably taken the brunt of the criticism in terms of player-wise. And, down the stretch he made 3, he hit a 3 to give us, I think it was a 4-point lead or a 5-point lead. He hit a shot in the paint and then hit the game winner. So really happy for him. He started off the game 0 for 4 and then finished 5 for 9. So he made his last 5 shots. So just very, very happy for him, because, again, when it comes to this game and it comes to the school, there's nobody on our roster who takes who cares about being at Kent more than Darren does. And I've said that a number of times. And I know he hasn't had the greatest of years thus far, but I think tonight will go down in the Kent State annals, or history because of the Kent-Akron rivalry as one of the biggest shots, I would assume, in the rivalry's history, at least from our perspective, from Kent's perspective. So.
You had been so good lately, even through all this stuff with plays out of timeouts.
Yeah.
And being pretty successful. What happened with that one?
Well, there wasn't a timeout actually.
No.
Yeah, they scored, and then we ran the clock down for the last shot, and that was the plan. And I didn't call timeout because I knew what we were going to do. I didn't want them to set their defense, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I thought. Yeah. So we reran what our staple play is, and we had run it earlier, and Darren had scored. When he hit the 3 to put us ahead, it was or when he hit the 3, I think he gave us a 5-point lead or a 6-point lead. He gave us a 6-point lead with 2:50 to go. It was the exact same play. So I just wanted to make sure we didn't run it I wanted to make sure we took the last shot no matter what. Does that make sense? I didn't want there to be a shot at 7 and then we miss long rebound and then them lay it in at the end. So we ran our play. They defended it well, and Chris Brewer sort of shoveled it to Darren as opposed to driving and throwing it back to him on a throwback or being able to get in the lane himself. And Darren just made that shot. You know what? It's about time we got a break going our way also.
One other thing about Darren, he got 10 of those 12 points
Yeah.
after he got his 4th foul. It
Yeah.
had to be something because when you get that 4th foul, you have to play so careful
Yeah.
both offensively and defense.
And he was coming out a lot on defense.
Right.
And yeah. And the only thing I said to him was just don't get frustrated because he has forced some things at times, because he's trying to make a play, he's trying to do the right stuff, and he's been a little frustrated. So I just said, hey, let things come to you. I thought the 3 that he hit with 2:50 to go, I think that really was a huge point in the game.
One thing earlier in the game, did you see any confidence in the team when you went on the 11-2 run at the end of the first half, and then you added the first basket, the 13-2.
Yeah.
That spanned both. Did you see the team growing in confidence in that stretch of the game?
Yeah, I thought that throughout the game, we did not allow any frustration to settle in, and we've struggled with that. We've struggled with that with individual frustration spilling over and affecting the team, and we did not allow that to happen at all. And then we had that run, like you said, and I think our confidence grew through that.
Were you surprised that you forced 18 turnovers on Akron, and you got 12 points off those turnovers?
Yeah, for us to beat them, we're going to have to create turnovers. You see they have a lot of size, and we play small. We play with a lot of guards. So if we're going to be able to be effective against them, we have to turn them over. And tonight we did a good job with that, without doubt. We did a good job with that.
You mentioned that you actually outscored them in the paint and the hands up on the boards too.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it comes down to a one-possession game. We had some turnovers late, which allowed them to get back in the game. When it's 6 with 2:50 to go or 5 with 1:40 to go, we turned it over twice back-to-back, and that gave them a chance to get back in it. So, our points in the paint are going to be different than theirs. They're going to throw it into Treadwell and Harney, and they're going to back you down and score or offensive rebound. Ours are going to be off drives for the most part. And I thought Kellen did a great job getting into the lane and using his quickness, getting in there and dropping it off or scoring. I thought Derek did a good job. Chris Brewer did a good job. I thought all of those guys, did a good job of staying aggressive. That was our big mentality going into the game, was to make sure we were in attack mode the whole night, knowing that we're going to have to drive the basketball to get shots for ourselves.
Rob, can you talk about how important this might be relative to having leads late in games and not getting it done, and now getting it done?
Yeah, I thought that was important. I mean, we've just struggled down the stretch of some games, and you see guys, especially at home, where, I see our guys, sort of getting anxious during the game, and I'm trying to calm them down, but it's just like a lot of things. Things snowball, positive and negative. And, I would say that against Northern Illinois, outside of we scored 2 baskets in the last 11 minutes. The only 2 baskets we scored is when there was a timeout and we drew something up and they went out and scored it. Whenever they were playing, it was like everybody was looking for somebody else to do something. And then I thought Darren a lot of times was trying to do a little bit too much. And we needed something like this. We needed to relax and execute, and then guys make plays and feel confident. I thought Kellen, in particular, his aggressiveness off the dribble and just driving in the lane, he finished a couple, he had a number of assists. I thought that really loosened the team up, and I thought it was really important.
One of the things you said was you were trying to kind of keep your guys calm. So, what were some of the things that you were saying to the guys, kind of keep them calm? I mean, we could see it on the sidelines.
Yeah, I mean, you probably look at me, and I don't look like I'm the calmest guy in the world, but I was trying to tell them to have fun. Like, this is a great atmosphere. Just have fun and play and compete. And the guys on the team were the ones saying, hey, we're not going to lose, we're not going to lose, we're not going to lose. Mostly Chris and Darren. Those 2 guys in particular, they did a great job with that. And other guys like Melvin, who sometimes you see him and it looks like he's in La La Land, and he was really in tune to everything, and he helped us. And again, sometimes the stats don't show you how big an impact guys have. His one time he chested up Treadwell, and we were able to get a steal off it, like all of those little things. And that's what we've been trying to talk to these guys about over the stretches. Hey, you got to do all these little things to win games. Those were some of the things we were doing early in the year. Some of the things we lost focus on, and tonight I think we did a lot of those little things, and everybody who came in contributed in some way or another.
In the big picture of the season, could this be a turning point?
You know what? I don't. We'll see. Some of that depends on how we respond moving forward. And I thought, to be honest with you, I thought that while we lost to Toledo, I thought the way we played in that game was a turning point. That's what I thought, because we hadn't played very well. We were playing the best team in the league on the road. We went toe-to-toe with them. They shot, 20 more free throws than us, and we lost by 3. And I actually felt like, okay, we're ready to turn the corner. And then we played the worst game in the 3 years that I've coached here on Wednesday at home, where, we have a 14-point lead at home and score twice the rest of the game, and had turnovers and guys frustrated, and then all we need is one stop at the end, and we don't get that stop at the end to win. So, I think if it's a turning point, we'll see moving forward in terms of how hard we compete and how together we are. But what we did say, and I think I heard these guys say it to you, is that we sort of wiped the slate clean starting in February, first game of the month. We took a new team picture. I mean, we did everything. Like, hey, I don't care what our record says. We were 0-0, and we're coming into this game where we're now 1-0. And that's what we put on the board prior to the game, that we're going to be 1-0, and that's what we put on the board after the game. And everybody else can tell me what our record is, but as far as I'm concerned, we're 1-0.
Did you take a new team picture?
Yeah, it's in the locker room. Yeah, we took it before practice yesterday.
Rob, have you and the kids, have you already heard from some of their past teammates before you walked in this room?
Well, you know what? Some of these guys were here. Mike Scott was here, who he's playing overseas, and he got injured, so he came home, and he was back. Justin Green texted me. Justin texted me after the Northern Illinois game, and he texted me tonight. This game, as I told these guys, this game means more. It does. And you can say it's one game in the standings, and it is one game in the standings. But for our fans, our alums, and in my eyes, most importantly, our former players, like, we got guys all over the world. We got guys all over the country, and we've got guys all over the world right now. And they check every score. I know they do, because I hear from them all the time. But this is the one that they see the most. And Justin Green texts me. Mike Perini texts me. Mike Scott came in from India. He's in Indianapolis. He came in just to see the game. Even a couple other guys that had. There's a kid, Brandon Roach, who played here, and then he transferred out. He's at the game. Just this game, it means a lot to these guys who played here. And again, that's why I'm so happy for Darren, because you can, when it's all said and done, when his career's over, and hopefully there's some more highlights to come in his career here, nobody can take away the moment that he had tonight. And, in this rivalry, To me, I wasn't there when Al Fisher. I know he hit a shot on the road that was a big shot that I think won it. But as far as I wasn't at that game. For every game that I've been a part of in this rivalry, that's the biggest shot that's been made on either end, I think. Elton? I'm asking you. You're the only person Dave Carducci, the Fisher one at
Won the
championship but I wasn't there for that one. I'm saying of the ones I've been a part of, I think this was the biggest. There hasn't been a game winner like that, has there? No, not since Al.
I know it didn't happen, but with 1.6 seconds left, and you guys are a little exuberantly celebrating. Were
Yeah.
you worried there for a second?
You know what? If they had called the technical, I would have killed one of those officials. So no, I was not worried because, and those guys they're excellent officials. And you know what? They had called timeout before our guys ran on the court, and you know what? I think in the moment of that game, they're not. It would be different if they didn't call timeout and guys were running on the court. They called timeout, and you know what? We actually got a deflection on the inbounds play. They shouldn't have gotten the shot up. I'm going to yell at our shot clock operator at some point here too, because they didn't start the clock on time and they actually got a shot up that they shouldn't have gotten up. So, but it is what it is. I'm just happy for these guys that they got this win.